Hi everyone, I'm Syed from InfoSecTube. I'm a PhD student in Canada, and today I want to record a video for AI Security 101. So let's start with some basics. So before I explain the basics, the goal of this mini course, is about to learn how AI is working, how you can create some custom LLM model, how you can attack it, what type of attack we have, and how you can use your basic knowledge to act like a pro hackers. And by doing this, you should know some basics about the AI. So this is kind of the refresher notes for learning what is the AI and the key concept of AI. And then we can go into the detail of the security perspective. But for now, let's dive deep into the AI for security and whether you are totally new to this or just want to lock in that foundation. We are doing a complete tutorial from the scratch, so we are gonna build up your understanding of AI from the ground up, literally from the neurons to LLM, and then you can really grasp the underlying the machine mechanics of the AI security. So um, the main question here is, why do chatbots hallucinate, and how exactly do hackers manage to inject malicious prompts into this system? So this is the big question for beginning. So let's go and understand the basic of the AI first. So the first thing you should know is about what is the neural network. So, uh, neural network is a kind of system that learn pattern from the example, and it does not rely on the fixed and hard-coded rule. Uh, for example, think about like teaching a kid to recognize a cat. You don't sit them down and say, for example, okay, a cat has ear exactly this shape, and the kind you can explain the kind of fur, the eye color, and these things. So this approach is not working. So instead of that, you just show the thousand of the picture to the children, and the children knows this is the cat, or this is the dog, or this is the cop. So this is how it works in real world, and this is exactly how it worked for the machines, the neural network. So you don't explain anything, you just show and feed the data to the neural network, and then after enough example, the machine can understand what is actually cat look like. So this is how it's work. But we should know about what is inside the neural network. Inside the neural network, we have the input signal or values, we have input layer, we have hidden layer, and output value. So by input layer, I mean that it received the information. So by information, I mean image, text, audio, network traffic, something like that. So you can uh, give any kind of input to the neural network, but for each of them we have different kind of model. So we discuss about later in the future. And hidden layer, this is where the learning process happened and each neuron looks for the small pattern. And for example, in the image, if image is the is if image is kind of your input, so for example, the neuron 1 is just responsible for detecting the edge, or neuron 2 is responsible for detecting the circle, neuron 3 is about detecting the eyes. And after that, with all of these, we can combine all these together into the more complex pattern, and then the neural network can understand that pattern to digest and, for example, make a decision for this is the cat or dog. So the output layer is just produce the a final answer. For example, if your input is a type of the picture, for example, a lot of picture, hundreds or thousands of the picture, the output should be, for example, a label. This is the label for cat, this is label for dog, something like that. Or we can have another type of the input. So for example, if your input is, for example, a lot of the email, the output is, for example, the label for this is the normal email, legit email, spam email, something like that. So another important thing you should know is how do neurons communicate. So imagine you have some neurons that are connected to each other, and we have some connection, and each connection have some weight and biases. So the weight is just shows that, for example, how important is the connection, and the bias is help to adjust the neuron decision. So you have the activation function that there is a threshold, and for example, it's just tune this threshold and the error, and then we can have a better decision. So it means that every neuron have some votes, for example, and some votes have more weight than others. So the weights is determine how much each input influence on final decision. So for example, if your neural network is decide, for example, this is the flower, so it's just look for the edge of the flower. So this is how it works. And so the neural network, this is the life cycle and how it's actually happened. So imagine you have some neurons. So in the first, the so it just goes forward and make a decision. Um, so first of all, so the decision maybe this is not good enough. So we need some label for validation to check, for example, if this prediction is near to the true values, or I mean the actual label or not. So the loss function is responsible for measuring this error and make the error less. And with just tuning these weights, we can reduce the error and optimize so there is an optimizer that just tune these weights. So this called propagation. So the process of doing the minimizing the error that the model is detect, or where yes the true values. So it's called this way forward propagation, and this way backward propagation. So I mean that the backward propagation is the main algorithm that used during the training. So the job is to find, for example, which connection caused the mistake and adjust them so the network perform better for the next time. If I want to say the very simple example, for example, if you want to take the quiz, you should first time you answer the quiz and then you see which questions were wrong and learn from those mistakes and then perform better on the next quiz. So this is how backpropagation works. So, and the next thing you should know about is the LLM. So I think all of you know about LLM because all of you are working for ChatGPT, Claude, any type of um, LLMs. But let's go and know what is the basics of that. So, when you just, for example, typing something in your phone, and you should probably know that, for example, if you write, for example, I'm going to the blah, 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 it suggests you something. For example, store, gym, park is based on your previous history and the learn that you, for example, most of the time use. For example, I'm going to the gym. So this is how it works. And so instead of so this kind of LLM, instead of just learning from thousands of sentences, it's learn from the billion or over trillion of words. And then because of that, it can just answer the question, write the code, summarize the document, and anything. So um, the main important thing is we have different kind of LLM architecture. So the first one is the encoder only. So encoder only architecture is just to understand the text. So for example, it can use for sentence classification, sentiment analysis, spam detection. So it's just read something and understand it, and that's it. But we have another type, like the decoder only, like the ChatGPT, chatbots, code generation things, story writing tools, and these things. So it just generates something. So it just predicate the next word. So, and actually, we are focusing on this type of the architecture in this course. I mean, the decoder only. Also, we have encoder and decoder model that, for example, reads something first and then generates something. So it's useful for translation process, summarization, and this kind of use cases. So actually, this kind of basics is needed for example, to know, for example, why sometimes, for example, if you ask a question from the ChatGPT or any kind of chatbot, it says something by mistake, or I mean, the the correct term is hallucinate something. So, and why there is prompt injection attack works. So actually, for the next video, we are going into details of how this concept is related to this. So for now, I think we are good for the first session. If you are watching this video until this end, please like and subscribe to our channel. And I will try to record video very soon and publish it as soon as possible. It motivates me to record more videos for you. And the main point here is right here in the InfoSec tube, we trying to learn something. So you can ask any question in the comments. You can research for your own for better understanding. And if I say something wrong, you can comment it, and I will make sure that in the next video um, explain every terms better. And that's it.